But they got met with some bad news at the beginning of the season when Profar ended up testing positive for PEDs. Acuna came back, but he was iffy, couldn't really necessarily do his thing like that. Chris Sale, a little bit injured here and there, a little banged up. They lost Max Fried. Ozuna wasn't really hitting like that. Albies wasn't hitting like that. Toward the end of the season, Mike Harris the second wasn't hitting like that. It just wasn't popping off. Matt Olson went to the All-Star game, and I don't want to say embarrassed him, but didn't really have the best of showings for the home run derby. But all that's to say that the year wasn't the best year. And I know Snit didn't want to go out like that. Now, I understand Snit, he got a truck and a vacation from the front office, and he's also going to be in an advisory role. So he's still technically on the Braves platform. But now we have Walt Weiss. Now, here's where it gets tricky for me, whereas it comes to Walt Weiss. Walt Weiss, from what I understand in the reports that I'm reading, Walt Weiss is a little bit of a tough cookie, right? Like, he wanted to tell you how it is, and he ain't gonna let you slide with slacking, which could be a problem for one Ronald Acuna Jr., who's already showed that he doesn't like it when he's getting unfair treatment. Let's go back to Jared Kelnick. Jared Kelnick, I want to say this. The dude who gave Big Dumper his name when he didn't get benched, all right, after not running all the bases out, and Acuña's down in Miami rehabbing. He's not even able to play. This is 2024, and he sends out a tweet that says, "If it was me, I'd have got benched." And he wasn't wrong, because he did get benched when that happened to him a few years ago. I mean, he wasn't running all the way out. I mean, Acuña as well. The only reason I'm mentioning this is because this was something that I believe they had to address as an organization. Before Acuña started this year, again, he had to apologize at a press conference. I don't know if y'all saw it or not. I was a little shooketh. I was like, man, they making you apologize, bro? You know what I'm saying? I don't see what he said was wrong. I mean, I get why it was inappropriate, because it causes unnecessary media hype. But sometimes when players feel away, man, they have the right to express themselves the same way everybody else in the industry does. All right. Did you see what happened with Bryce Harper and Dumbledore up there in Philly? Dude took the mic and used it as a bully pulpit. Yo, Bryce Harper ain't elite. Why are you saying this to the press? But that's a subject for later. But the point is, I will be watching this situation right here very closely, because my opinion is, as much as I think that Walt Weiss is a good hire for them, I'm just a little nervous about the dynamic between him and Ronald Acuna, between him and Marcell Ozuna, between him and maybe even Michael Harris Jr. I don't know. Michael Harris II. I'm just a little, we'll see how it goes. I know ultimately winning solves everything. So if they're winning, they ain't going to trip. But I am curious to see his ability to communicate with these different cultures and to identify with them when they have legitimate complaints about being treated unfairly. So we'll see how that goes. Now, there's also another hire out there for another team. I don't see this as a bad move at all. I don't see how this could go bad. But the Minnesota Twins, after basically releasing the overwhelming majority of their pitching squad last year, getting rid of their big hitters like Carlos Correa, all right, and now they don't have a certainty with Pablo Lopez. We don't know exactly what's going to happen with Joe Ryan as their pitching staff. They literally almost all of they bullpen gone. And one of the biggest benefactors of that bullpen sell-off was the Philadelphia Phillies, who got Who got not Jarron Durant. He's with the Red Sox. You know, the closer, man, Durantula. It's just Durant. All right, freaking his first name is escaping me for the moment. But yeah, big deal. But now they have no real direction. The only real firepower they got on that lineup right now is Byron Buxton, and I honestly feel like he's just so comfortable in Minnesota because they allow him to. He had a good last season, right? Because he played the whole season. And they also, I believe, intentionally include incentives in his contract so that he would try not to have an injury, just like he did the years before when him, Royce Lewis, and Carlos Correa were all injured at the same time, not giving the Twins much of an opportunity to really advance, despite the fact that they had a huge, for this year, I think it was like a 12 run. Man, words. Oh, they're in my head, but they're not in my mouth. You know the word I'm talking about, man. Oh my God, I'm gonna be so mad as soon as I see it. I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, that's the one. Oh my God, why? what's the word when you a bunch in a row? You know what I'm talking about? When you do a bunch of them in a row, and then all of a sudden, what? Y'all took the oh man. Streak. Sorry. All right, streak. So I like Derek Shelton coming from the Pirates, got fired last year, and all they did was bring up somebody else out the clubhouse. But Derek Shelton's a fun guy, funny guy. I don't know whether he's going to be he's going to be have a good, successful seasons. By that I mean winning seasons with the Twins or not. But I think that they'll at least not have to struggle through the transition of our last manager and this year's manager. I was getting a little hot here, so I'm going to end this here pretty soon. So Derek Shelton, it was cool to listen to him when he was on the media a bit for a little bit, but now we get to see him take that same energy he learned from the media spirit back into the clubhouse. And I got a feeling he's going to be at least at bare minimum competitive. Now, successful, who knows? But at least he will give that energy that the Twins need to, at bare minimum, not fall completely off the map. Now, a couple other things real quick. Now, everybody this is nothing new, all right? This is nothing new, but the Cal Raleigh and Aaron Judge quest for MVP stardom is still on, even though they already voted. All right, there's no I hope that the postseason run influenced the BBWAA, which for me still is kind of weird that it's called the BBWAA, because if I'm not mistaken, the BB stands for baseball, and that's just one B. That's one word. I don't know why we need two B's. All right, it's not called MLBB, the Major League Baseball ball.